What's up, guys? Beautiful, beautiful Monday.
Is
right?
it? Is it?
No.
Is it at all?
Fuck no.
It's shitty weather again. And it was getting better, too.
What do you
Although,
think?
I'll say this. Last night,
Wait, what do you mean shitty weather?
it was shitty today. I wasn't a fan today.
No?
No. And I don't know, maybe I just wasn't feeling it today. Because I like the cold, don't get me wrong. I don't know, something about today's weather, just I wasn't having it. But yesterday evening, actually, right about 7 o'clock, it was nice. Because me and my buddy were sitting out on my porch just drinking a beer, and it was awesome. It was good weather. It wasn't super windy like it has been, and also wasn't too cold. It was a really nice temperature, I thought.
I don't mind the cold.
I like it. I prefer it.
What day was it that... Was it Saturday? I think Saturday was the shit.
Oh,
Was
where it
it
was
rainy?
super windy and rainy, and
I loved it.
I didn't like the wind. I liked the rain.
I mean, I
Yeah,
didn't-
and then we got like that unexpected snow.
Yeah.
We were like, what?
I think.
Yeah, no, that was Friday night. Friday night we got the snow.
No, well, we got the snow Friday night, but it was still snowy Saturday morning.
Oh,
was
it wasn't
kind
where I
of
live.
rainy, though.
It rained throughout the day.
It was yesterday, too. Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday, too.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, yesterday's weather was great.
Yeah. No,
I
it was
like a
good.
good
I like
rainy
a good
day.
overcast, kind of drizzly. I like it to really rain if I'm inside and don't have to go anywhere. But if I'm like out and about or something, I like it just to be a little drizzle. Especially thunderstorms. I love thunderstorms. But
Yeah.
mostly if like I don't have to leave, because then that means it probably is raining pretty hard.
Agreed. I don't like doing much anyway. And it just gives me a better
Me either.
excuse not to do anything.
No, exactly. I really like it when I have something coming up that I don't want to go to. I'm like, man, I don't know if my car can handle it. Because like all my friends know I have a really shitty car.
You do have a shitty car.
So I can
but,
use that
you know,
excuse so much where it's like, I don't
it's
know.
raining, though.
What's going to fuck me is when I get this Jeep. Because it's like an all-terrain Jeep. So it'll be like, oh, man, I don't know if my car can handle it.
Is there room in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really fucked then. Because you're going to become mover guy.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
I just wouldn't buy it for that point.
Well,
you're
I'll
gonna
just
be
tell
that-
them no, but...
You're going to be that guy that everyone... Or you're going to be like, well, can you help me? And you're going to, I'm moving. Man, I only got like a week. Can you please help me? And you're like, nah, man, I really can't. My back and work and blah, blah. Well, can I borrow your Jeep?
Fuck no.
And then you're kind of fucked because you're like, well, I already said no to one thing.
No, I would definitely say
Like
no to a
two
Jeep.
no's is usually kind of hard, especially like with good friends.
Is it though? Because it's not for me.
With good friends? It
Yeah,
kind of
especially
is.
with good friends. I would just straight up tell them, no, you can't borrow my Jeep. What, are you insane?
That's not that crazy. People.
Yeah, I don't let people borrow my car.
Well, I mean, you haven't had the opportunity.
No, exactly. But like, regardless, I wouldn't let someone.
Evil Knievel wouldn't want to drive your car.
I've only let 3 other people drive any car that I've ever had, and that was because I had to. I don't like people driving my car. I'm weird about people handling stuff that's mine.
Did you not learn how to share when you were a kid?
I did, but fuck them. It's my shit. They can get their own. Get your own goddamn Jeep. I'm just saying, I don't like it, and it wouldn't be hard for me to say no because, I mean, no, I don't want to help you move because I'm either busy, tired, or hurting.
I just don't want to.
Yeah, or I don't want to use a gas because you're probably not going to pay me in gas.
There's nothing worse than it. That's why I didn't ask anybody. Because I hate getting
I
asked.
offered to help you.
I know, but I hate getting asked.
Ask what?
Can you help me move?
I wouldn't have.
Because I always say no, like
Oh,
regardless. And then,
I gotcha.
like,
I offered to help. I would have helped you.
yeah,
It's not like a, hey, I did you a favor, you owe me a favor thing
it's
now.
still, yeah, it's one of those things. Though. And then you're coordinating with people, like who's gonna do.
Yeah.
You're spending more time on that than if you just moved.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So how's your day been?
Pretty good. I just kind of breezed through it. Like today began and ended just
Nothing monumental.
no. It was just a slow
It's
day
an
at
alright
work.
day.
Yeah. It wasn't chaotic. It wasn't really slow. So it was a nice middle ground.
I had a shitty day, and
What?
I've had one of those days, many days, where I'm starting to it'll be 20 minutes till, my time when I need to leave for here. And I get that, God, I don't want to do this.
I know, me too.
But for legit reasons. Like, I was beckoned by my CPA at like 9 a.m. this morning.
Oh.
I know, right? It's like, what the fuck are you doing calling me?
The really hot one?
No.
Oh.
I don't have a hot CPA.
I thought you did. The bank teller.
I got Daryl is my
Daryl. He's pretty banging.
Daryl looks like if the Grim Reaper had a best friend, it would be Daryl.
I hope he just so happens to be listening to this.
I hope he is too.
Daryl, you're the tits.
I hate Daryl. Well, I did hate Daryl. And that's the thing, like, my meetings with Daryl have been really bad. Like, he treats me like a total asshole.
Yeah.
Like, he's going through my numbers, and he's just like, what's this for? And I'll be like, I'm not sure, because it was 5 months ago, and it was like $16. I don't know. But you really should know.
Yeah.
He's a real prick.
Oh.
So when he called me at like 9 this morning, and I'm like, for what? Like, I already have that, like, God damn it, he's judging me because you can tell when someone wakes up, right?
Yeah.
And you could tell that I had just woken up. Hello? I'm like, oh, fuck. God
I'm going to work for 2 hours.
Daryl's going to hate me even more now. He's like, this fucking piece of shit. So he calls me, and he wants some information. Then he's like, hey, can you do an impromptu meeting? I'm like, when? And he's like, 11 o'clock. I'm like, I guess. So I'm sitting there. I take what little time I have just to kind of sit and,
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, mentally get ready for this because it's really annoying. Go up there. The meeting, though, was fantastic. I've been worried about my taxes getting done, and I'm like 1 day away from having the paper that my wife can put in, and then taxes will be done, and that'll happen quickly.
Nice.
So, that was really,
Very
really
nice.
productive. And the asshole that...
Did you say reproductive?
I said productive.
Oh, okay.
And the asshole that Daryl has been, I found out he's my asshole.
Oh?
Yes. He's finding all sorts. He's moving money around. He's doing this. He's doing that. Like, a lot of things are coming up, Jay, is what I'm saying. Like, hey, well, you should have to pay X amount. But really, you're going to pay Y. I'm like, all right, Daryl. I like you. You're good people.
Nice.
So, I mean, but it was long and tedious. And then I'd drag my kid to school, and that is becoming more and more of a pain in the ass.
Just because he's getting older, or?
Just because he doesn't want to be there.
Which who can blame him?
I really don't. Part of it is because he doesn't...
He doesn't need to be.
He doesn't. That's it. That's the whole... Like, and it's hard for me to be like, well, you should go. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I honestly...
I don't know, man. Listen.
Because some people put you in this position, and now you are responsible for fulfilling this position, so I don't get chewed out. That's why.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, there is absolutely... Like, one of the big things that he's talking about being bullied by some kid. I don't know if it's true. I can't tell, whatever. We've been back and forth on it. He's still too young for me to be telling him to, slam him with some good one-liners.
Yeah.
Can't, like, listen, next time he comes up to you, compliment his shirt and ask him if he got it when his uncle fucked him last night. Like, you can't do that.
No, I get that.
So I got to talk to the teacher. Then the teacher's like, well, let's, you know what? We actually have the counselor here today, so why don't we have a quick meeting? Like, fuck these goddamn meetings. This is my goddamn day off. And another stupid fucking meeting. And again, I love his teacher. I think she's great. She does fantastic work with him, but I'm not in the... It's not my thing. You know what?
Yeah,
like,
I get that.
I'm over it at this point. Like, even going forward
He's
into
got
like,
a few years.
Even going forward to kindergarten, I'm done. I'm over with it. I'm done with it. I've done last 2 years of all this bullshit. I wash my hands. I'm not doing it. Because there's
But what are you
going
to
to
do?
Because I'm willing to homeschool him. I'm willing
that's
to
true.
do that work. I'm not willing to do this other work anymore.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. Because it's always the same shit, too.
Right.
I mean, his counselor or whatever, they wanted to talk about, well, you know what? But he did come up with this new medicine we should try. Who the fuck are you? You shouldn't. A doctor could say that, sure. But you? No. You're
Right.
just some fucking dime store, person with a a psychology degree.
Right.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway, so yeah, doing all that, finally get back home, have like a couple minutes to prep for the show. Our friend calls us. The one we were talking about yesterday.
Ah.
She says, "Hey, can I come over and print off this paper? You have a printer, right?" I'm like, "I do." Which another thing. That's another thing you don't want your friends to know. You have a truck
Yeah.
and a printer.
Yeah.
Those are the two things that.
Or
will
anything
fuck you.
like useful.
Yeah.
No, exactly, because they'll use the hell out of you.
Oh, they will. And this turned into a thing, by the way.
It
and I
never
don't-
doesn't.
Yeah, this one. Well, the paper was allowing her. It's something she had to sign and date to have a medical procedure
Okay.
that a lot of people would maybe not find such a good medical procedure to have.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So of course I can't. This can't just be a quick process, right?
No,
Like,
exactly.
this can't just be like, "Hey, let me print this up. All right, see you later. Have a good one." No, this is
Holy
like the
shit.
document of tears. You know,
Yeah.
like, ugh. And I gotta be there for her as a friend.
Because she was crying, wasn't she?
Oh, of course. You know, I mean, and like, I don't blame her. I don't. It's just I'm not that person. Like,
But I think she.
I'm not a good person. for
Listen,
that.
I kind of think she made the right choice, though.
Of course, and that's what I kept telling her. Like, and I'm like, it's not a big deal. Let it
Well,
go.
it is to her, because like
I get.
it's
I know.
it's in her. You
And
know what I mean?
What I meant by that was like,
You're doing the
don't
right thing.
feel bad about it. Like,
Because come on,
you're gonna feel bad enough anyway.
And
Don't let anyone tell you this is bad.
it's not like numbnuts is gonna be able to help.
No,
Got a
not
lot of
at all.
animosity for that guy.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah, and so she's pretty much going to be a single mother of two,
Exactly. Exactly.
and that's tough.
And she's early on right now, and there's stuff you can do. I fully support that decision because, yeah, I mean,
So do I.
and of course she had to tell me how this came about, which is fine. It's great. I mean, that's what friends are for. But sometimes I don't feel like being a friend, especially because I'm like, I need to prep for the show.
Yeah.
I got to go get my kid here in a little bit, and I'm going to probably have another goddamn impromptu meeting. You know, so that was a whole ordeal that I can't go too much into, but that was, ugh. Then my
Yikes.
store calls, and
Your store.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They need me for some stuff, so I had to go there. Just been like chasing my tail all day.
Isn't that how it works though on your day off?
It really
Like,
is.
how many times do you work and you're like, dude, there's so much I could be getting done today because it's so
That's a
dead
good
here.
point. That is a good
And then
point.
on your day off, it's like, oh, hey, everyone needs you all at once. When all the things that you were gonna do when you were working, you're trying to do, now all of a sudden,
No, you're kind of right about that.
it's
Like,
terrible.
especially just on a slow day, like on a Wednesday
Yeah.
or a Thursday. Fuck, I could literally put a hammock up and just hang out
Yeah.
while I'm at work.
No, exactly.
Yeah, no. So that's just what annoys me about a day off, though.
You did. What'd you say?
That's what annoys me about a day off.
What?
You don't. It's not. A
You don't
day
really
off.
get a day off.
No.
Yeah. And that's kind of how it is though in general. Like, even if you don't have work or school or whatever you do, you still got something you have to do, like laundry or
Well, and like yesterday was your day off, right?
yeah,
You're still doing the show.
yeah.
And then we were both hightailing out of here because we were late for
Yeah.
something. Like, how do you have stuff to do on your day off?
Exactly. Like I don't know that I've had a day off in a long time where like I could sit at home and be like, man, I don't have anything to do. There have been days where like, uh-oh, what?
Oh, nothing. Just Matt checking in. He's laughing. He's laughing at my counselor.
Oh, there have been a lot of days where I have done nothing with my day, but in the back of my mind, it is definitely, oh shit, I should really be getting this done. But I haven't ever had a day where I'm like, I have nothing to do today. You know what I mean? It's usually just procrastination.
Right. No, I understand. It just sucks. There's more and more. I'm also getting told my mic is quiet.
I didn't think you were quiet. Maybe they need to turn their bitch.
Maybe
ears
I
up.
should just yell more like Will.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got hemorrhoids. My socks don't fit anymore.
Transpherical.
Sweatpants don't apply when your stomach is this big.
We just need to come up with a list of Will one-liners. If you're not listening to The Blast, your ears hate you. Will, I hate you.
Jesus. That's a bit much.
No, not really.
Sure
How can you
you
hate
don't.
him? He's like a big old teddy bear. You gotta love him.
He is. He puts up with. I am surprised he was 42.
So am I. He's old.
No, I've never met a 42-year-old drummer who wasn't broken down more. Like, he has all the makings.
Who isn't broken down more emotionally or physically?
Physically, no, emotionally, the dude is he's that couch you see on the side of the curb, like
Yeah.
But physically, he's not bad. Like every drummer I know who's post 35 has like they're constantly bandaged up.
Oh yeah.
You know, they look like a white trash middle-aged woman. Like they always have like
Yeah, it's really
stuff
nice.
on their wrists and stuff.
I don't know about that. I haven't really ever.
You've never known that?
Oh, maybe never noticed it. I don't know. I guess
See, by the way, Matt again checking in, and
that's great.
I have to agree with what he says here. Fuck the show. You should be playing Final Fantasy, and I can't agree more. That's exactly what I should be doing.
All right. Well, show's canceled.
All right,
So
see you guys later.
bye
We're
later.
done. No. Did you catch on the briefing today?
No,
No.
I didn't. I haven't had a chance to.
Well, this is great. This is really, really solid stuff.
Did you catch Zucky's thing?
I didn't.
Oh,
I'll just play some of it. There's a lot of good stuff in here.
I'd like to begin by condemning the heinous attack on innocent Syrians with banned chemical weapons. It was an atrocious attack. It was horrible. You don't see things like that as bad as the news is around the world. You just don't see those images. We are studying that situation extremely closely. We are meeting with our military and everybody else, and we'll be making some major decisions over the next 24 to 48 hours. We are very concerned when a thing like that can happen.
I can tell.
This is about humanity. We're talking about humanity.
Humanity. You're talking
It
about
can't be allowed to
humanity.
happen. So we'll be looking
I do
at
agree.
that barbaric
We do need to handle
act
that,
and
but we
studying
should. I mean,
what's going on. We're trying to get people
Maybe
in
not
there. As you know,
pulling
it's
out
been
our
surrounded,
troops.
so it's very hard to get people in because not only has it been hit, it's been surrounded. And if they're innocent, why aren't they allowing people to go in and prove? Because as you know, they're claiming they didn't make the attack. So if it's Russia, if it's Syria, if it's Iran, if it's all of them together, we'll figure it out, and we'll know the answers quite soon.
and
So
do
we're
what?
looking at that very, very strongly and very seriously.
He never says that. He never says what he's going
I'd
to do.
also like to provide an update on trade negotiations. We have a situation with China where we have a very good relationship with China, and I think we'll maintain that relationship. I'm very good friends with President Xi. I have great respect for President Xi. And as you know, I spent 2 days in China. The President spent 2 days with us at Mar-a-Lago in Florida, and they were 4 great days. With that being said, China
Good math.
has
He can
been
math.
Quick math.
taking advantage of the United States for many years.
We're
Really,
friends,
if
but
you
he's
look
a
at it,
douche.
Since the start of the World Trade Organization, and they have really done a number on this country. And I don't blame China. I blame the people running our country. I blame presidents.
It's
I
you.
blame representatives. I blame negotiators.
Didn't Obama get in trouble though for
We should have been able to do what they
saying
did. We didn't
it's
do what they
America's
did.
fault?
Yeah.
And it's the most
Same
lopsided
thing here.
set of trade rules, regulations that anybody's ever seen. With that being said, we have many of them. NAFTA was a horrible deal. We're renegotiating it. We'll see what happens. But we're strongly renegotiating NAFTA. If you look at the European Union, they have tremendous barriers, trade barriers. We essentially have bad deals with everyone. We're close to finishing a deal with South Korea, which was a horrible deal. It was going to give us 200,000 jobs. Well, that didn't exactly happen. It gave them 200,000 jobs. We lost jobs. And it was a horrible deal.
We gave them the jobs.
And that's being renegotiated. And we have a long way to go, but we've made a tremendous progress. We're fairly close on NAFTA, and if we don't make the right deal, we'll terminate NAFTA, and we'll make the right deal after that.
NAFTA.
So we have a chance to make
He
a
makes a
deal
good
on
point coming up here, though.
that. And as I said, the North Korea and South Korea situation, which complicates it, the deal that we have with South Korea, I think is going to be, I think it's going to be a very fair deal. We want a fair deal, and we don't have fair deals. North Korea, by the way, as you've probably seen, and we've been in touch with North Korea. We'll be meeting with them sometime in May or early June. And I think there'll be great respect paid by both parties, and hopefully
He's getting bored at his
we'll
own
be able to
briefing.
make a deal on the denuking.
Nukin.
Yeah, I love that.
If they've said so, we've said so. Hopefully, it'll be a relationship that's much different than it's been for many, many years. This should have been done by other presidents, and they decided they didn't do it. They couldn't have done it. But it would have been a lot easier if it were done 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, a lot easier than now. But
What?
we have a meeting that is being set up with
Yeah, it
North
just would have been
Korea, so that'll
easier
be
because, he didn't have
very
to.
exciting, I think, for the world. I think it's going to be a very exciting thing for the world. We're going to be talking about opioid today, opioid destruction
Here we go.
and drug destruction. As you know, we
What are we going to do?
strengthened up our southern border. Last year, we had record low numbers. This year, they've gone up. To a certain extent, it might be because our...
that was kind of... Here's the thing they should tell
Nukin.
Mr. Trump. The opioids are coming from inside the country.
No, they aren't.
What the fuck is with this whole border shit?
I don't know. I think he's just looking for.
Reasons to send our okay, we're sending military to the southern border because I'm afraid of the opioids coming into the country because that's where they're coming from. And what? Stop it. Just tell me.
Just put the number out there. So if somebody wants to call in, they can give us a response.
You got it over there too.
Do I? Where?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
It's on the paper.
What paper? Oh. Found it.
Good job. Just good way to just halt the entire show.
I do what I can.
You're doing
So
it.
anyway, on that note, if anybody has any comments, since we already brought it up, you can always call in at 316-778-0529. All right, you can go ahead now.
What are they going to comment about?
Literally anything.
The fact that you just
Literally anything. I don't care.
So here's what you do: you bring up a statement, and then you give the number and say, "Call with your comment."
No, fuck that. I like my way better.
Yeah, your way's not working. Where's the phone calls coming? No, my point is, he's moving troops to the southern border to stop the opioids that are apparently coming in from Mexico, because there's a bunch of doctors writing prescriptions in Mexico
Right.
that are sneaking across. Somehow, they're getting through the whole process. Syria, though, is being destroyed by the Assad family. Let's take the troops out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Good move, right?
Sounds like it to me. What else could we possibly do? There's really just no other option.
How does nobody call him on his shit?
I don't know.
Like, why aren't they like, what the fuck? Dude, seriously?
I think maybe part of it is they don't think he really even believes it. Like, did you see how entertained
But he's
he
doing
was?
it, though.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Did you hear
right.
how bored he was, though? Like, there's no way this guy actually believes this.
I, by the way, also am incredibly annoyed by... I heard his hours. I didn't know what his hours were.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't actually start work until 11, and then they close at 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He works 6 hours a day.
that's less than both of us.
Yeah, no.
Oh, my
He's,
God.
he's supposed to be the president doing big stuff.
Yeah.
What the fuck does he do?
All right, 5 o'clock's here. Everyone out.
Sorry, I'm done.
I'm going to get McDonald's. My 3 Big Macs. Is that
Lord, is
Matt?
that-
Not me. Maybe it's your buddy Matt again. Talking
bet
about
it is.
Final Fantasy. Stupid bitch. Was it?
He said he tried calling and no one answered.
See, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, nothing's popping up. I'm telling you. Matt, try again.
Yeah, try to give us a call.
I'll
again.
watch it this time because, like, I seriously, unless I wish Will was here because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, he never really gave me a rundown of this. I'm just
The number, by the way, 316-778-0529.
let's see if it goes again because, like, I would assume this is the right page, even though it's just, hey, Cody, here's what you have to do. Don't know what you're looking for. None of us do, but do it. Yeah. See, there's, I mean. Matt, if you're in the process of calling right now, nothing is popping up.
That's crazy.
That's what I was saying last night, though, was when Will said that I missed a couple people.
He said, well, and Will said he'd set it up to where it would come through.
Also, didn't he say we were supposed to hear beeping?
You're right. No, exactly.
You know what kind of beeping I hear? None. No beeping.
Got nothing.
Big boy Will needs to get down here.
Yeah,
Save
no,
us.
I mean, how many years of college did you take for communications?
None.
Yeah, me too. Trying to iron all this out is
I
not.
wonder. I'm gonna fuck around with stuff while we talk. See if maybe. Oh shit! Oh my god.
Hello?
It works.
Ah,
Hey,
nice.
what's
Oh,
up,
that's
man?
weird. Okay, so apparently there's 3 buttons. There's a contacts, a conversations, and a phone call. So it's weird because on the message bar, it has all 3 of those. And so I figured, hey, maybe it'll pop up or whatever. But when I clicked the phone call thing, your thing just started blaring. So here we are. We figured it out.
Nice.
All
So,
right,
Matt, what's going
you're
on,
our
man?
first caller. You win a free car.
We lost Matt.
Oh,
And he's gone.
okay. Well, that's too bad. I guess.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. Okay, well, I'm just going to
Goddamn
go ahead and hang
phone
up
guy.
on him now. But now I have his number, so...
You can call him back?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, actually. Hold up.
Yeah, see if we can get him.
I see in context child support.
That's who you should call.
Hi, welcome to Revolution Radio. I don't know how to call
How do
people
I get
back.
away with not paying child support?
I should have added him in here. Who's Greg?
I don't know. Maybe not fuck around with that stuff.
I'm trying to figure out how to call him back. Wait, phone call.
Oh, I think it's on his end.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good because I still don't know how to call people back.
So anyway, though, we have this guy who is just all over the place as far as, you know, manufacturing these problems, and nobody's calling him out on them. And I don't know, I'm bothered. I just can't believe that, like, someone like Sessions, who Sessions is a piece of garbage, right? No one
Yeah.
likes Sessions.
Sure.
But he's been there for so long. He's been doing it long enough. You would think that just that, like, ilk of him would
Yeah.
be like, come on. This is stupid. Why are we going on so many falsities at this point?
Does he care?
But that's my point. Like, I think you would kind of have to because you've done that much time. And there's just these, like, these big, blatant, this isn't true. One of the big things that came out this weekend, and I mean, you heard this, the whole briefing was from Monday,
Yeah.
i.e. today. Trump was talking about the tariffs with China. And we didn't get to a point in there, too, where he actually goes back into the tariffs and he says, you know, they're going to try to attack our agriculture, our farmers. And he's like, but they don't know that that's not affecting me. And he's 100% right. But Trump doesn't give a shit about the farmers and the other people. He don't care.
Right.
But he said they're patriots and they'll endure and we'll pay them back. We'll get them back.
How?
Never explains exactly. Never says how. Never says,
Are you going to
whatever.
compensate them for crops?
But here's the problem. Fucking Big Mouth went off and said we were 500 in deficit, and this we need to be at 325. And the numbers came out this weekend. Oh, we're at like 328.
Yeah.
Already. We're already at the numbers, but he's just too stupid to pay attention. And I mean, he argues, well, it's actually 375. Big fucking deal. I mean, 50 is a lot further away from 150. You know,
Right.
I mean, who gives a shit?
I don't know.
Are you really going to pull the people of our country through shit, the economy through this like crazy roller coaster ride for like a 50 trillion more in your deficit? Like, is that?
It is one of those things, though.
If it was 500, I would understand, but it's not.
It is one of those things, though, that he's gonna get a pass on, and I'm not sure why. Even though that specifically is one of the reasons why people wanted him to be president, was because he wasn't a politician; he's a businessman. That was like their whole. They had such a boner for that ideal, and
But he's a businessman that doesn't know his numbers, which is a shit.
no, exactly,
businessman.
and that's what when you try to explain that to him about how he's actually been bankrupt more than he has successful businesses. No. Yeah.
Well,
Check
and
it out, buddy.
He's proving it day in and day
Yeah.
out that he doesn't actually
But
know the numbers.
this is one of the things nobody's gonna talk about it. That's bullshit. That's the whole reason you wanted him in there, and then when he's fucking that up,
Yeah,
Like, you let him
and
slide on
it's
everything
those
else.
Things, I think it's those things that bother me more than anything. The Stormy Daniels thing.
sure.
All right, the only reason why it bugs me is because universally we should be like presidents can either fuck whatever they want or they can't.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if there's a D or an R in front of their name. Like,
Right.
let's just sign this thing that Republicans say, hey, we fucked up. We shouldn't have freaked out about Clinton.
Yeah.
And we say, all right, it's cool. Trump can fuck an Oscar Mayer wiener. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Or we all say this is a big issue, and we handle it the exact same way. But ultimately, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Although it does. Here's one thing that does kind of bother me. Okay, if you were to talk to me personally, and you say, Jay, I'm a little worried about you. You play way too much Final Fantasy. I think you're addicted to video games. And I'd be like, dude, but don't you're the only person I know who's put over 1,000 hours probably into Skyrim. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
the same, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Trump, who is talking about supposed rapists coming across the border. But this guy has like 20 counts of aggravated sexual assault against him. Like,
right.
you really can't say that when you're doing the
Right.
And there's record of people saying you're doing this. You're only assuming that.
Do
some
as
of
I
these
say, not
people
as
are.
I do.
Right. That's my only issue with that. But even the Russia thing,
Yeah.
I'm tired of CNN just talking about it all the time. Like,
Do you
get
think it's
it.
odd that that Russia was explicitly one of the names that he brought up when he was talking about, if it's Russia, if it's Syria? You think it's weird that he brought Russia up?
Here's the thing. I think Trump is not unlike someone in his family, and I think he is pretty autistic.
Yeah.
And I think he has blockers when it comes to personal communication. But for some reason, when he sees images, it really affects him, and you see a human side of him.
Yeah.
And when he saw the images of what happened, it made him mad. And that visceral reaction that he had was because he saw these children, that their faces halfway, basically nuked off from this gas,
Yeah.
vaporized off, whatever. And he called him out because there is, without a doubt, no matter however you slice the pie, this was Russia's fault.
Yeah.
Because, actually, I take that back. This is Russia and Obama's fault.
Yeah.
I will not say, I'm not going to be one that doesn't call out my own side. And Obama said was it 3 years ago, that they don't have those kind of weapons anymore. And instead of making sure of that, he took their word, and that was the whole point of the Syrian deal that he did in 15 or 14. I can't remember what year.
I think 15.
I think you're right. And it was, we kind of had no other option, so I'm going to give them that. But, and I will say this too, because I know that there's probably some progressives that are like, wait, that's not true. Obama also did, though, want to put troops on the ground and to do major checks, but the House didn't approve it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's Obama's administration's fault for, some of these weapons. But it is, without a doubt, Putin, because Putin is the one who is fighting with Assad.
Yeah.
I mean, the sins of your friends, you don't carry on through yourself. Like,
Affiliation.
exactly. And that's the thing, too. Like, I do want to, because a lot of people are blaming this on Trump, saying he's going to pull out on Friday. And, we're not fighting the rebels. We're not fighting with Assad or against Assad. We're fighting ISIS in Syria. And people are saying, well, yeah, but see, if we stop fighting ISIS, then Assad is then going to have the problem with ISIS coming after them more and having a bigger problem and joining with the rebels, and it'll be a big clusterfuck. And that's why they did it, to say, hey, there's problems over here. Look, this is what ISIS did. They're going to blame the poisoning on ISIS if they did it, even though there's no way ISIS could have done it. ISIS didn't have the capability.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that either. I don't think it's fair to blame Trump for that. I don't think he should have. Like Mattis was even like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're winning this war. This is one of the few times where we're actually beating the shit out of ISIS. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
But I think he did have to call out Russia. I think he did have to say, Putin, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, I can't do this anymore. Like.
Yeah.
And I do think, personally, the longer things are going on, especially with Mueller, the less
cooperative?
I was trying to say, like, the less cartilage there is between the two, like,
Oh, yeah.
between Trump and Russia, like,
Until it finally just hits the nitty gritty.
exactly, and that's what's gonna, because it's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah.
Like, and I think they know it. It's just who's gonna get blamed for what, who's gonna give what information, and who knows what happens behind closed doors. But I know that there's no way that Putin or Russia can hide what's going on with the Deutsche banks.
Yeah.
And so Trump knows he's already going down one way. And I think it's going to be the only way, by the way. I don't think the whole collusion thing is going to stay.
Right.
But so he's got that, and he's just like, fuck it, now I got to look like a good guy. But I also do think he was a good guy. Like, he felt that. He saw that.
Sure.
And it upset him. That's my personal opinion.
I agree with you. Do you think that, like, let's say Trump goes down, without, completely ratting out Russia, any of that, do you think that that's going to have a serious negative effect once this deal between them is kind of broken? Or do you think it's more of just a while you're in office kind of thing? Let's get what we can.
What do you mean? I'm sorry. Like,
with
I didn't really
with him and
understand.
Russia.
With Trump and Russia?
Yeah, like, do you think that if Trump
goes down, I mean, he's not going to have any power.
Right, but what I'm saying is, do you think that when Trump goes down, or when he's out of office, or whatever, whenever he loses all of his power, do you think that that's when Putin's gonna, like, I don't know, strike on us kind of thing?
No, Putin's not that stupid. I think if push came to shove, if there is collusion, Putin would sell him out in a second. If Mattis and some of our hawks were like, we're gonna bomb the shit out of Russia,
Yeah.
and we found out there is collusion, blah blah, we're coming after you. Putin would probably say, look, I got information. You can lock up your president. He's the one. He started this whole thing. blah blah blah.
You think
Leave
so?
us out of it in a second. Putin is a fucked up dude, and he has like that egomaniacal thing about him, but he's not stupid. And
No, he's definitely not.
starting a war with us because of collusion would be stupid. You're not going to get any other support. His country's poor as shit. I mean, even
They
China,
can't afford a war right now.
there again. I mean, apparently Trump and Xi like holding hands and skipping in the meadows. Do you hear how many times he was like, "We're best friends," basically. We're always gonna be friends, no matter what happens. We're gonna be friends.
He's also a douchebag, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, his country's fucked us over.
Yeah.
He's done some things, but we're always gonna be.
Yeah.
Like they're making those.
We had a
like,
great 4 days in Mar-a-Lago.
They're making like BFF bracelets for each
Right.
other. But I don't think China is gonna jump in with Russia. It's stupid.
Yeah,
need
no,
to,
I
they
don't-
own too much at this point. Like,
Right.
China is kind of the big pimp.
They don't need
Why
to.
would they drop down to a bottom bitch?
Yeah.
You know, like that's not what they're gonna do. So yeah, I don't think anything will come out of it really. As far as I think the biggest concern we have right now is Syria.
Yeah.
Is the Assad family. The Assad family is like a badger.
They're crazy.
They're insane and horrible people. I mean,
Yeah.
what we got Saddam for, they are doing in the open. You know,
Yeah.
like we went after a person like Jack the Ripper, but meanwhile there's a dude just slaughtering children in the street. Like, and that's
Right.
what they are doing. I mean, and they literally are. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
They're bombing children's hospitals. And they're like, "Fuck you! You won't do anything."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Well, you're rich and you have oil, so."
All right.
You know. but they're in a corner too. Like they might be the craziest regime that we're.
Do you
gonna
think
deal
that they'll
with.
self-detonate?
No.
Like,
Especially if they keep working with Russia.
you don't? You don't think they'll just kind of fall in on themselves?
No. I mean, they've been operating this way for decades.
Yeah. I don't know. At some point, I feel like something's got to give.
In a lot of ways, a lot of what Obama did kind of cracked that oyster open. And it was good and bad at the same time. Because people knew about this for a long time and didn't do anything. And Obama's pressure forced them out of that. And again, that's great because it's going to stop it. But, you know, that whole, it gets, you know, it's always darkest before the dawn kind
Yeah.
of thing. I think that's what we're in. And it is really hard with the oil because we fucking love oil.
Yeah.
It's like we were talking about yesterday. There's certain things like, you know, we were going back on like the fracking. Is fracking better than coal? And I'm like,
No.
I think it kind of is. You get more out of it. It's better for the environment.
How?
It doesn't cause as like there's no such thing as clean coal. Like
No.
coal is incredibly dirty and incredibly toxic.
So you don't think the increase in earthquakes has anything to do with fracking?
Oh, I think it does 100%.
So that's not better for
But
the
we have to do
environment.
one or the other. Is my point. Like at this point in the you know game, so to speak, we have to choose one or the other, or we don't have like air conditioning.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck the environment then.
Yeah, if I don't have air conditioning and electricity, then what the hell's the point of living?
Right.
So, yeah, I can't be put that low.
Yeah, no.
Like I'll try. Like I'll recycle a bottle here or there.
Not for long, though.
I would buy an electronic car, whatever, but
Yeah.
I need air conditioning.
Yeah. And PS4.
So if you're choosing one or the other, which one are you going with?
Fracking.
That's my point. There has to be, you know, there's some of those, like, just the deals you do with the devil.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the Assad family is one of those, like, I don't know.
Do you frack or do you coal?
Exactly. Do we deal with
What's
them
the
for
coal in
oil?
this situation, though?
Africa? No, I'm not. I guess not doing. I don't know. My whole point is it's kind of like, yeah, do we want that oil or not? I mean, you could reasonably say, well, why don't we just invade them, take them over? We got their oil. Yeah, but Russia's there too,
Yeah. Well,
and I don't know if we deal with Russia. I mean,
it's like Will said. Just,
Bomb 'em all.
Yeah, just bomb them and leave a hole in the Middle East.
If they're brown, blow them down.
Those are his words too.
Pretty close. So what did you think about the show yesterday?
As far as like how it went,
Yeah.
I think it went really well. I really enjoyed doing it. It was good. I thought Matt was actually going to join us, but
No, Matt's on next week.
okay, gotcha. I thought it went really well. We had a couple long but really good discussions, especially that one towards the end with the teacher and being a white supremacist and everything. I thought that was a really good bit.
It's good to know you support a white supremacist teacher.
No, it is. I mean, it's important to be diverse.
It is. It is.
You know, I like to put my pieces a little bit everywhere.
It's like we got a lot of teachers who are in favor of everybody and think that no matter your creed or your color, you have the potential to be something great. And we should have a teacher who thinks, hey, you know what? If you're not white, you're not right.
No, exactly, and I agree with that. So, no, but I think it went really well. I really enjoyed doing it. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it, just because like Sunday, especially because I work Saturday too, and so Sunday I wasn't sure if like.
Well, pretty much running off script is
It was weird because
Yeah.
like I didn't bring jack shit.
no.
Like that's what we were messaging before. I was like, hey, so do you really have anything for this? Because I went in and whatever happened pretty much. And it was really nice because we always, you know, you, me, and Will, we always manage to strike a good conversation.
Right,
We can always
right.
keep something going.
Which Will is going to be on the second half of this show.
Cool.
'Cause there was something I did want to talk to him about too, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about addiction.
Cool.
Him and I will kind of butt heads, I'm sure.
Oh, God.
It'll be fun.
I'm just going to go grab popcorn at break.
But no, I thought it was great. I do think that it's gonna I think Matt's gonna do good, and I think a lot of people Roger. I thought was a really cool guy, and I would
feel
loved
bad
to
for
hear,
Roger.
Exactly. I felt
'Cause-
bad because it's like when we're talking, you've got to jump in there.
No, exactly.
We're all such divas.
Because
we think we're gonna have this epiphal moment that's
not
gonna
just
come
that
out.
though, like you, me, and Will, when we really get in on a topic, we go in on a topic and we're just constantly going back and forth. Like I could see where a new person may be, and I'm not saying he was, but I could see where a new person may be a little intimidated. Because the three of us, when we get to talking, we just go. Same with Matt in here too.
Yeah.
We'll just go in, and you don't really have a break. You just kind of gotta. Not interrupt, because I hate being interrupted. But, you got to gauge where the sentence is kind of ending and be like, well, no, okay, but like...
Right. Start it
Because that's
as
what
soon as it's
that's my
dying
thing a
down.
lot. That's when I'm trying to get something to be like, well, okay, but that's where I start. And I do the hand motion, too, so you can
To be
see,
like, hey,
listen,
I'm
bitch.
about to talk.
Shut the fuck up. It's my
Yeah,
turn.
I think Matt will do great, but and
Yeah.
I feel bad because
I wanna have him on again, though.
I want to talk to him. He
But,
seemed like a
he
really
did
good guy.
actually have... I couldn't remember them, to be honest, but he did, when we were talking about the teacher thing, he did have a lot of really good points. Like, he didn't say a lot, but what he said was...
Yeah,
he
no,
contributed,
It was.
you know?
I mean, I think one of the things that he had made the point of is that your contract is with the school, not with
Yeah,
the government.
yeah.
And 100%.
No, I liked him. And it was good having the queen on, even though
do-
I totally got under her skin.
Oh, you
I
always
did.
do.
I always do it, and I don't know. I don't try to. It just kind of happens, but... God damn it. She's wrong.
It's hard.
I'm kidding. But,
No, it's hard not to sometimes with women too.
It is, and I think what I honestly think it is that makes me engage with her so much is because she's got a very, what's the word? She's got a lot of attitude.
Yeah, she's not
And
gonna
you
put
can
up with your
see
shit.
it in her body language, and I don't know why, but that gets under my skin, and so
Well, you're an attack dog.
I know, and I love having conversations with her. She's great to talk to and hash that. It's really fun. I enjoy it, but she gets all fucking Beyonce.
If you can make the head
and-
swivel, you're happy.
yeah, no, exactly. And she does that, and I'm like, okay, that's it. That's
Here we go.
fight mode.
We're going in.
No, but it was good having her in. Will, which I guess,
Maybe he has to do it.
even though he was such a bitch about his chair. All right, well, one of you's got to move because My studio, my rules.
Let's halt the entire show.
No,
for
exactly.
your chair.
And throw poor Cody into the midst. I wasn't ready for that. I had to cover for that, and I was like, welcome back from break.
He really did blame me for something that you were trying to pick up.
Like,
It's like a
listen,
guy
man.
who dumps coffee on the floor and then blames the person trying to clean it up.
No, exactly. What the fuck, dude? Clean it up faster. Clean it up better.
Better, yeah.
If you hadn't done it in the
Stained
first place. No, but it was really good. I hope that Roger and the Queen will be back to. I'm sure the Queen won't. She lives here.
Yeah.
But,
She's not going anywhere.
you know, I hope Roger will be back.
I hope we can figure out this phone thing.
I figured it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, at least I think, like, when Matt tried to. Well, I don't. Did he ever try calling back a
He
second time?
just said technical difficulties was all he said. So I don't know if he meant on his end or on.
Wow, okay, that's not vague enough.
I know.
Wait,
Which
thanks
I-
for the help there, Matt.
I love the guy, but.
We can mess with it on break, too.
I should have his bunny call in.
His bunny.
He got a dwarf bunny.
Those are badass.
Yeah, I know. Sent me some pictures. It's adorable.
I'm gonna go steal it. I'm gonna go break into his house and take his rabbit.
He's the only adult male I know that owns a dwarf bunny
I know.
and takes naps. I
And
love him
reads
for it, and
a
I love him for
lot.
it.
Well, I take naps when I can. It isn't very often though. It's usually on a Saturday.
I can almost never take a nap.
It's usually on Saturdays that I can take naps.
Well, okay, and I guess there's naps you don't mean to take.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, you put on, like, Scrubs or something, and you're messing with your phone, and then, like, you wake up because you, like, snore too loud, and you're like, what the,
Yeah,
where the
exactly.
fuck am I?
No, exactly.
There's, like, 3 episodes have already been running, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, shit, what time is it? Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
But to plan a nap.
I usually I don't take the unexpected naps actually. Cuz like usually it's during the week so I can't fall asleep otherwise my sleep schedule will be ruined.
Matt did say he will fuck you up if you touch his bunny.
Oh, so we can respond to that but not any more than technical difficulties. Fuck you. Just for that I'm going to take your rabbit.
You don't deserve it.
I'm going to send you a video of me executing it.
Jesus.
That's what you get for not telling us. See
Anyway.
what you've done?
Anyway, let's take a break on that note. You fucking ass. Make sure you're checking us out at 106realrockradio.com. If you get the app, or make sure to get the app because then you can get to the YouTube page, the Facebook page. YouTube page is going to have a lot of shit dropping on it, especially that Sunday show. That's kind of the big drop, honestly. You can hear us live. It's harder to hear the Sunday show live. Being at 1 to 3, it's a weird time. We get it. That's going to be one of the major drops. But of course, you can always catch up on everything you missed throughout the week as well. That's becoming just like this huge asset to this whole media thing. And I promise we're going to have less fuck ups with Cody just stopping the show about stupid shit.
Hey.
And also, man, Revolution Auto Sales.
Yeah. Go get you a car.
Especially if you've got a shitty car that doesn't.
If you have an 05 Dodge Neon like me, get rid of it immediately.
Especially one that doesn't have turn signals.
Or an engine, really.
I don't see how you live without turn signals.
Pretty easy. I just don't use them.
You've never been in a point where, like, you need to turn.
I have. Yeah. Like, I've had cops behind me and they still haven't pulled me over.
Really?
Really. But usually what I'll do is I'll end up, if I know that I have a cop behind me, I usually go straight for as long as I can push it. Until, like, if I'm getting ready to go out of town, then I'm like, I gotta risk it. And usually I try to take a right. Because a left turn, you're, like, cutting traffic, you know?
Yeah,
But, like,
yeah,
a
so-
right turn,
Might be able to get away
Yeah.
with it. Anyway, yeah, if you need a new vehicle, or even if you don't, if you're looking at, like, just checking some out, Revolution Auto Sales, make sure to check them out. Anyway, we will be back.
To where I was.
I'm just not taking
I was wondering if you were going to
Yeah,
record me.
you should have said something. Yeah, you know, we missed some good shit in there.
Addiction to me, man, it's like, you know, there's always that argument out there. Is it a disease? Is it not a disease? I mean, well, if it's a disease, then, blah, 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 blah. And it kind of, six one way, half of a dozen another. I see it as such, but that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? And I really don't I've said this as a person in long-term recovery publicly to these jackasses that don't get it or never going to get it, that I don't really give a shit what you believe, how you believe, or what your thoughts are on the whole topic of addiction. As a person in recovery, what I give a shit about is that you're not high or drunk tonight. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
so believe whatever you have to believe to get through today, man. I mean, I support that.
And I guess the only thing that kind of got me, or really wasn't even like grinded in my gears, it was more of a question. When you say like it's in your DNA, so then would a child of an addict be, like, regardless, they're just going to be an addict?
They'll have addictive personality. It is hereditary. It is in your DNA profile. That's been proven. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's not fact.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
But that also means that, like, an alcoholic father could replace the son could just be really into video games or cards or something.
Exactly. Addiction.
Like, that's not saying that since the father was an alcoholic,
right.
he is going to be.
Addiction doesn't necessarily mean drugs and alcohol.
No, and that's important because. And here's my other thing with that. Is it like, what's the difference between addiction and you just like doing shit? Like, is everything an addiction?
No, but that's what he was saying earlier about how there's a fine line between overindulgence and just.
Right.
Like, I'm not speaking much on the matter because I don't have anything to relate to. I don't have an addictive personality. Like,
you don't like anything that makes you happy. You can't.
that's true.
You
No,
just
but
don't like
really,
anything.
but really, I have the farthest thing from addictive personality. I thought for a while maybe video games. Then I realized I just really liked them and I was bored.
But
And then I
that's-
got busy and I was like,
that's my point though. Like, as you were saying, like it can be anything, but what if like so TV? Let's use TV, but like everybody watches TV. Like, does that mean you're addicted to the TV, or
yeah. I think
does that just mean like, you like if you're not addicted to something, then you're bored. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, then you're not doing.
I'd say
anything.
the only thing that I'm addicted to would probably be nicotine, because like I definitely
income.
Yes.
There's a lot of addiction to nicotine, and there's a lot of people that will say, well, that doesn't make me an addict. I don't go out and get drunk and high every night, but it does. You would take your last $7 to go get a pack of cigarettes versus buying good food for your children if you only had $10 in your pocket. You would do that as a smoker.
So you're stating on the lines of like financial issues. If you decide, hey, I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones, and we've got $20 in the account for a week. I need to up my HBO subscription or buy food. I'm up in the HBO. That person isn't an addict to game because they're making bad decisions based on that.
Based on that, you're doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. You can't.
That's insanity.
That's exactly what addiction is.
What? Well, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Here's where I disagree.
That's what active addiction is, man. It's nothing shy of insanity and chaos.
But I think you're expecting the same result, aren't you?
No, because your mind doesn't perceive it like you get to a certain point to where, like say TV. We'll say TV for example, where your mind and those endorphins just become depending on it becomes your alter reality. So little things like doing the dishes or things like that get put off to the wayside, and then if you take that away from it and then you don't feel as good because you don't have that alter reality to go to, it's really so bad. Addiction is so bad that in a lot of federal penitentiaries there's actually a detox for cell phone use because people are addicted to their cell phones. Their mind it's a mind thing.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying, like, okay, for instance, for me, like when I knew, like, oh shit, I need to put down the painkillers. I've been taking them for a while because I fucked up my wrist, and like there was one night where I was had like 3 or 4 beers, popped a couple of them, and I started playing. I think it was like NBA 2K something, whatever. And it was the best experience. And like the next day, I remember like, okay, I was trying to get the formula down to have that same experience. I'm like, holy shit, this is chasing the dragon.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're going after.
So
I was going after the same thing,
Yeah.
though, not a different thing.
But you're expecting it to not be an issue. You know what I mean? You get to a point to where
Oh, like you're
if
you're
you
lying
would
to
if you would have
yourself.
crossed that threshold, then your next excuse would have been, you know what? Fuck you. I'm only hurting myself. I'm not hurting anybody.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? And then the
Right.
next thing is, oh well, it's your goddamn fault anyway. You took me to the doctor, and then it just
you blame the
progresses and
doctor,
progresses.
and you
Right.
blame, yeah, you blame
And
everyone but
so
yourself.
so that's where the progression of addiction is based on the thresholds that you cross. Where do you come up to that point? I could never personally get to the point to where I said enough's enough. I just couldn't. I one day I did, because I really, honest to God, I didn't have any choice.
You didn't have like any financial problems, though, did you? I mean, really?
Not at all, but we'll not talk about that on the air. I mean,
No, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of people, that's their break. Like, they hit their bottom because it's either I'm homeless or I got crack or whatever.
but see, that's another excuse that addicts will use. Well, yeah, I get drunk every night, but I go to work every day. My bills are paid on time, and this, that, and the other thing. That doesn't make you any less of an addict, man.
Is that a bad thing?
I did my best work drunk.
No, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
you know, if
I
you
made
don't-
Little Will in 8.2 seconds.
I bet you could beat that time now.
I was hammered.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
I
dude.
was hammered every day. There wasn't a day like. Okay, so the only time that I didn't drink, really seriously, and I made it a point not to, was on New Year's Eve.
Well, okay, no, my point. You conceived the kid in like 10 seconds, basically? Or you being honest?
I didn't conceive the kid. She did.
Well, I mean, it takes 2.
You bust a nut in 10
Yeah.
seconds.
That's
oh,
my point.
man, it was a bad deal.
Fuck.
I mean, since
I tried to cut her off, dude. I was hammered, shit faced. I just wanted to be left alone. So
Since I put the sauce down, though, like, my sex game has been awful. Like, I had some just Cody, I'm sure you're in it. Like, when you're wasted, holy shit, you can perform.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You're going 2
Oh,
hours.
yeah.
yeah.
You're
Think you
reaching a
can.
Hall of Fame
Wonder why that
numbers.
girl don't come back.
Oh, no, I'm sure my wife, that was the one thing she's upset about.
What?
That I'm not doing, like, I'm not a marathon guy anymore, going
Yeah.
an hour and a half or anything. Like, now I'm just like, all right, 15 minutes, I got to get back to my game.
It's also because like you can't feel anything.
Yes. that's
Everything's
my thing.
numb.
It's
Yes,
because you
everything's
feel
numb.
everything now. You're not masking all your problems with drugs and alcohol.
I suppose. I also feel like just because the alcohol makes you numb.
Yeah, that's what I think it
I'm
is.
just
'cause, like,
surprised that you could release so quickly while drunk. Like,
yeah, I know.
It was a progressive deal. You know, it wasn't just like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It was like
10 seconds.
Always
It's
just
pretty-
fucking
first-
with me for the last 2 hours, man. I'm about to explode. Okay, piss on it.
the first time I actually got like, have you ever been beaten off and you quit because
Yes. Yes.
Because
and
you're
you're just
bored.
like,
because you're just
fuck,
like, what the-
dude.
like,
Okay,
I'm
this
getting
is
nowhere with this.
my shoulder hurts.
Yes.
Like I'm just right now in the 40 minutes that I've been doing this. Fuck,
been doing
dude.
something
I could be
else.
watching.
Whatever. Yeah,
I could be playing Final Fantasy.
exactly.
Like
That's the theme.
I could be getting so much shit done if I wasn't jerking off for the last 40 minutes.
This is going nowhere. But yeah, my first experience like that was drunk because like
Yeah, mine too.
the old
Mine was drunk,
There's
and then it was sober.
a lot.
oh, there's nothing
That's
worse.
worse.
Back in the day, a lot of great stories started. Well, we had a trunk full of beer, and we just kind of went from there.
No, but okay, the process of like You go to work, you do your shit, you go home, you have dinner, then it's nighttime, and you drink until you go to sleep. Is that a bad thing? I mean,
That depends on your mindset. It's not my job to tell you that you got a problem with it. It's your job to recognize that. I think it's all in your mindset. It's just because to be an alcoholic or an addict doesn't mean that you do it every day. You can drink once a year and be an alcoholic.
I disagree with that.
Just depends on your mindset, man. It's like I said, it's a mind thing. And I mean, I'll never sell. If you haven't lived it, basically, you won't understand. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just fictitious rigmarole.
No,
either. You know what I'm saying?
There is some meat to the bones, but like that though, because that was one of those things I remember in high school them telling us, like, yeah, you can be an addict if you just do something once a month. Like,
No, you can't.
That's-
but you can.
You can.
It depends on the extent that you take it to.
It doesn't. Your addiction can come up at any point in time. If it's engraved in your DNA, which it is. Some people have to feed it daily, hourly, minutely. Some people feed it once a year. I mean, it's like anything else. It's like a migraine. You get chronic migraines, but you don't have one every day.
I guess, but I guess all I'm saying is, like, doesn't that do it much more disservice to use such arbitrary standards as once a month, once a year, like, to be, if you're just some, person who, like, for some odd reason, we'll just say the 25th of every month, you go out and get plastered. Isn't it fucked up to be, like, for that person to be like, yeah, I'm an addict, and this is...
No, and I'm going to tell you
Like-
exactly why. Because it gets to a point where they live for the 25th, and then the 25th becomes the 26th, and the 27th, and the 28th. Because they're counting down that time to where they can go out and get fucking hammered. That's where it becomes. That's where your addiction starts to grow in your mind. If you can recognize that coming and stop it, which some people, such as yourself, can.
I guess.
But most people, it's just like being in high school. Remember how we used to just live for the weekend?
Yeah.
Right? And now that we're older, if they would have told us that we're busier on the weekends, because you guys were kind of talking about this in the first segment, we're busier on our days off than we are. I'd rather just work 7 days a goddamn week.
I felt that way before.
You know what I'm saying? So my point is that if you only get hammered on the 25th of every month and you don't think about it, and then the 25th comes up and you're like, oh, hey, man, I can go cut loose with Susie, blah, 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 that's fine. But if by the 27th you're thinking, man, 28 days left until I can do that again, you see what I'm saying? It's the progression.
Kind of, but there again, you're also saying how mental it is, and that's a big,
Addiction is all mental.
that's a big part though. Like, if you just enjoy that one weekend you go out every month, doesn't mean that you're going to take it to the next level.
Exactly. But
You're not
but
what I'm
when you
saying.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying just because you do that you're going to take it to the next level. Not everybody has the addictive personality. When you start to obsess over that one weekend and you start to think about that nonstop and just everything revolves around that day.
I agree 100%.
That's where I believe it a
100%
problem.
with that. But what we had said is if someone just drinks once a month or whatever on a certain day or whatever, or say the one weekend, whatever we want to go with, that was where. you
No,
said
at that point,
person was
at
an
that point, I don't think so.
Okay, well then yeah, that makes total
If for
sense.
if for the whole 29 days they're not drinking, they're thinking about drinking on that day, they probably got a problem with alcohol.
They got problems with other things too.
Exactly.
How hollow is their life? But no, that was the thing I couldn't buy. Was like, oh yeah, if you do this once a year, you can be an addict. But it's like
It's a mindset thing. I mean, if
Yeah,
you
if you
know that
obsess
you're
over it,
only going to drink on your birthday, and you can't wait for your birthday so you can drink again, you probably got a problem. People that don't have an addictive personality can go and they can have a beer with dinner and go home and be fine, or they can not have a beer and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It's just another thing. It's like a soda pop or a glass of water, right?
right.
But then there's the extreme exception to that rule, i.e. myself, that is if I'm having one, I'm drinking till the goddamn cows come home to roost, and then when all the bars in Kansas close, we're gonna fly to Las Vegas because they're open all night.
Yeah, that's crazy. And
Welcome to
don't-
addiction.
I don't doubt that at all.
Hi, I'm Will, and I'm an addict.
I mean, but then there is the basis that every 7 years you change. Like mentally, you change a little bit. Like
At a certain point, I think.
feel like that happens a lot. Like we don't respect. There again, like we were talking about, like was it last week? We were all talking about like how porn. Porn is like kind of shitty. Like who cares?
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're 15, 16, like porn is the tits. I mean,
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
Literally.
yeah, right. And then as you get older, you're like, fuck it, I don't care. You've changed. Like it doesn't. It's not the same. You kind of give up on it, whatever. And like when you're married, sex becomes that thing. You know, those things. Like so, I want like if a lot of it, if addiction can also change, like where and I like because I feel like maybe me personally that might have been part of it was like I just don't get the same thing out of this anymore. And
Right.
Fuck it. You know, like it's not fun.
But see, have you ever seen that thing on Netflix, that Big Mouth cartoon?
I
Oh
love
my
Big
God,
Mouth.
Okay,
yes.
so the best way that I can put addiction into where people that aren't addicts can understand is that it's just like that cartoon. No matter what, that demon is always telling you, hey, come on, it's time. It's time to go. That guy just flipped you off. Let's go get fucking hammered and kick his ass. We'll show him who's boss. It truly is. It becomes a monkey on your back. It becomes an alter ego, like a blanket of armor, because you isolate yourself so much through addiction that you don't have to deal with other people or yourself. And it is a mental issue. It is a disease of sorts. Addiction, like I said, it's ingrained in your DNA, just like schizophrenia or whatever. It's not something that you could. It's not an airborne or a bloodborne pathogen, man. You can't just have sex with an addict and shit, I'm a heroin addict.
How do
Like, you can, however, have sex with a heroin addict and maybe contract HIV.
Yeah.
true story. It's happened a few times.
Just because they're in recovery, don't mean they're carrying the HIV.
You get the Magic Johnson drugs, you're fine.
Right. Tommy the Duke Morrison.
kinda-
It's one of them things, man, that where like unless you've lived it, man, and rose above it per se, you won't understand it. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, is that there's people out there that will never understand what I personally go through every day to do the things that I do. And I think that's awesome. I really do.
Dude, I mean, moving forward though, like, how do you think we should handle as far as health problems and whatever?
do you
Should
mean?
that be treated as a self-inflicted thing, or something like getting cancer, or not only the stigma but also the insurance behind it, like?
Well, the insurance companies, I just had this argument with some jack off that thought he knew everything. The insurance companies and the medical profession deem addiction as a disease, and a lot of insurance companies cover things that are brought about because of that, i.e. cirrhosis or staph infections or AIDS or whatever
Kidney
the case
failure,
may be.
yeah.
Right. As a direct result of this issue. And I think that that's a great move. I think that people do things that we don't understand daily, but if they're willing to do the things necessary to change their today, then
Do you think that should go in line though with like, someone who eats 14 ounces of Jimmy Dean sausage every morning and eats a steak at lunch and then a couple cheeseburgers for dinner, and like their heart explodes
but are they addicted to food?
Obviously.
Is there an underlying issue?
I mean, I would say obviously.
So
wouldn't
then,
you? I mean,
so then why don't they deserve the same treatment as everybody else?
that's just what I'm asking. Like, do you think that if you like, especially if you're, obese or whatever, that should be, treated the same?
I think so. I think that when you get into eating disorders like that, it is a form of addiction, and it is a mental issue that needs to be addressed and needs to be treated. There's a cause and condition for all of that. And whether we get to the bottom of it or not, that's where people that are in the mental health and in the clinicals play a big part in that. But on the other side of it, man, it's the fellowship of people that are fighting addiction, man, that rely on each other to help each other. And peer mentors and things like that will help through that. And that's what has to happen for it to change.
Well, with staying with the whole insurance and stuff, what about suicide?
What about it? Suicide, you're dead.
Yeah, but
What's there to cover? A funeral?
well, the funeral's a lot of money. and-
Absolutely. If you have insurance and kill yourself, you paid for it.
well, they don't pay out though if you commit
Well, no,
suicide.
but they should.
But I mean,
cover
you
your
think they
funeral.
should?
I think that if you had insurance at the time of your
Like, if
untimely
you have
demise,
if you have like life insurance, do you think they should pay out the? Let's say you had a $5 million thing on yourself, and
no, I don't,
why not?
because
Okay, or let's go. Suicide, life insurance, by the way. So we'll say $5 million. You died of cirrhosis of the liver because addiction, or you commit suicide.
you
Should they have to pay in both, or should they pay in one and not the other?
That goes back to that whole slippery slope conversation, where I say, and I stand behind it, addiction is not a choice. Suicide is.
See, a lot of people would argue it's not.
A lot of people are killing themselves and their families aren't getting paid, and a lot of addicts are getting treated. So, I mean,
Well,
the
but
facts are
that's-
there.
That's just a norm, though. That's like how we feel. I mean, like a lot of people think abortion is not killing a child. A lot of people think it is. Scientifically, it's really not within a certain time. That's not the But I'm like, I've known a person who committed suicide, and there are a lot. I mean, I wasn't cool with it. I was like, that's pretty stupid. You shouldn't do that. But understanding where that comes from, it's like you hate existing, and like that monster is just always there, but
Right.
it's hurting every aspect. You can't shut it off. Like, can you imagine like having like a loud buzz in your ear all the time? Like, you would blow your brains out because it would drive you insane. It's that kind of thing. I'm just saying, many people would argue. I'm not.
No, and I totally understand that, and I respect that. But I would argue the point that if we're going to base it on if you're going to look at it from the standpoint that if you believe that people choose to be addicts, then you're going to see it on that side of the fence. If you believe that addiction is not a choice and suicide is, then you're going to see it this way. This is one of those deals where the two sides will never really actually ever agree with each other. But I feel like with addiction being as prevalent as it is and suicide being as prevalent as it is, people are willing to coexist and to look at each other's views a little bit more so now than 20 years ago.
I think people, for sure. I don't think insurance companies.
I think the insurance companies will do whatever the hell they can to get out of spending a dollar, but they
Exactly.
want your money. So there's loopholes for everything. Do I think that they should pay out? I think that no matter what happens, if you're carrying insurance through my company, and I'm an insurance company, and you go get drunk and kill yourself, I'm writing your family a check because you've been paying me for this. You've been paying me for this service. There is no stipulation. But if you get into the life insurance business, you understand that everybody that is signed up and paying you is going to die.
Right, and it's kind of a pyramid scheme in a way.
It's exactly what it is.
They're counting on a lot of people not paying it. Because the other argument you could have about suicide or addiction is the other one, and this is the only addiction that I have to say it's an addiction because it's the most dangerous thing you could do, and I don't understand it at all. But it's not. People wouldn't technically probably call it an addiction, but it's windsurfing. You ever heard of windsurfing?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit! Like 40% of the people that do it die. It's an insane like death rate. Like, and people, but you could argue like, well, they should get.
They're
be
adrenaline
covered.
junkies, man. They got to get to that next level. When bungee cords don't work anymore,
Fuck
man, you
that.
got to start windsurfing.
I think like fairs and circuses are like Darwin's way of weaning out people, and that's just like yeah, like a Ferris wheel I won't get on, let alone throwing yourself off a cliff and windsurfing through like a hole in a rock
That you may or may not go through.
But it's just like anything else. I mean, you can get killed checking the mail, man. That doesn't mean you stop writing your insurance company that check.
You don't have a 40% chance of dying.
A lot of people statistically probably do die from heart failure or something along the way of mowing their grass or checking the mail.
Actually, in the
For a
bathroom,
year.
the bathroom,
The bathroom.
that's where you're most likely gonna die if you die at home.
I spent a
So,
lot of time in the bathroom. Too.
oh, you're dead, dude.
Yeah.
You're dead.
It's
Can I
like-
have your Corvette?
It'll just like look like somebody flung tapioca pudding in your mirror. It'll be like your dead body down there.
My personal opinion on it is I don't think there should be stipulation. I think it's like any other service. You know, I mean, you pay for a service, and no matter what, man, you got to get what you get. But along with having insurance, though, there's also avenues that are covered through that insurance to prevent that
Oh
that act.
yeah.
So
I mean,
maybe that's why they say, well, we're not gonna. I mean,
We're
it's
not gonna
kind of like
insure you, yeah.
it's kind of like if you go to the local mechanic, right, and he changes your oil, and then 30,000 miles go by, and you call from the side of the highway wanting a new motor because yours locked up, and I was the last one to change your oil. Bullshit.
yeah, that's why
There's preventative maintenance
that's
that
why
needs
my
to happen.
mechanic does not like me.
So
But
if
when-
you take
okay.
those steps, then it should be an automatic check to the family.
And do you think that it would be the right of an insurance company not to insure someone who was an addict? Be it that there's probably a fail rate?
I think that it's a. Do I agree with it? No. Is it a reality? Yeah. But just like people with diabetes, right?
Right.
You play hell getting insurance. But why?
No, I know. It's ridiculous.
What
It's
the
not
hell are you
something
doing,
did.
Cody?
There's some rumbling
not
sound
hear it?
going
I
on.
know I hear it. What are you doing? Is it the
I'm
heater?
trying to figure it out.
It's gone. It's something with you sitting back.
What the fuck?
It is.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, I guess
It's
it's
your-
not sitting back then.
You can't sit
Fuck
back.
being comfortable.
It's your electromagnetic aura.
It's my shocking personality.
I think that was stupid.
Holy shit! I can't believe we spent. We're basically done.
Yeah, I know.
That was a good conversation either way. I mean, and that was all I wanted was a good conversation. I figure it's a good way to open up people's ideas and actually have a good conversation about something that you're vested into
Right.
as much as you are. And I think that is incredibly awesome
Thank you.
because a lot of people need that help and they need, someone they could relate to. You're definitely
Right.
one of those people.
Oh yeah, I've done it big. Believe it.
Big Will.
It's still going.
I know. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I'll have to figure it out.
It's probably the phone.
It sounds like
Is there a fan
a
going
fan or something, like something hitting the table.
It does, yeah. But
What'd you do?
it is this thing.
That's the
Is
heater.
it the heater?
It's where it was sitting, but it wasn't doing it before.
You might have kicked it with your stubby little foot.
I've been pointing. This
Stubby little foot.
I think it might be Mr. Footsie over there.
I didn't kick it. I'd know that. Or I'd just assume it was your foot and get really
That's what I'm
excited.
saying. I think you were trying for something else.
I was trying to make my way up your pant.
You have a long way to go. You got baggy
It doesn't hang
pants.
that low.
It touches the floor if he's laying on his stomach.
That's true.
2 inches when I'm good and ready.
The 2-inch Punisher.
I'm bringing the heat tonight. Hulk smash.
I've got the perfect thing for.
Is it
an
supposed to
anus.
burn? That's the
Anyway.
clap.
That's it for us. I would like to say, definitely check out the YouTube page through the app is the best way to do it. But if you don't even want to get the app, if you're weird about apps, which we're not going to steal your data and sell it to Trump, I promise.
Or
Your
are
data's
we?
safe with us.
Or
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Yeah, we can't figure out how to answer the phone. I mean,
That don't matter, dude. We can figure out how to do this.
do you want people to get the app or not? Do you want to get that money from Trump or not? Let's be honest.
Damn
No.
it, shut up.
If not, go to youtube.com and just look up 106.6 The Blast. You'll find us there too. But it's a lot easier from the app because you have that direct link there. You have the direct link to the Facebook page, which Will is always putting a lot of shit on there. You'll see Cody and I comment every now and then. Check out our Facebook page as well, which doesn't really get a lot of attention, but it will. The Jay and Cody, I think it's just Jay and Cody on Facebook. We also have a Facebook page or a YouTube page as well, but I implore you not to listen to it. It's very,
It wasn't great.
rough. No, a lot of yeah,
We've progressed a lot.
we have. We're not as crazy as we used to be, and I mean that in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, we were. Yeah, I'm gonna say is one of us, who his name maybe starts with a C. I'm pretty sure used a hard R at least 10 times.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, we don't need that. kind
All right,
of
guess I'm going to have to start
attention
doing that
anymore.
again.
Great, he's going to do that.
Oh, don't even get in on this, mister. I want to leave a hole in the Middle East.
Yeah, if it's brown, bomb it down.
Those are your words.
No, those weren't my words.
Those were your
I
exact
said,
words.
Why are we worried about the fight? Why don't we just put an end to it?
Did you record it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is.
Let's pull it up.
It'll be up. It'll be up later.
Gonna edit over it.
Go back and
Right.
Hear
listen.
your voice
It's
going
just my,
over it.
if it's brown, bomb it down.
I hate Muslims.
I'm Big Will, and I approve this message.
You're a dick.
Hey, you know what? We've got like a million different voice things we can do.
We could
Let's just
probably handle
we
that.
could probably record him long enough where we could stitch words and letters together to make that phrase,
I think so.
and then put a filter on
it
it.
would sound so shitty. And it would be just at this
It'd be like
weird
Microsoft
spot
saying-
that didn't make any sense. Be talking about RG3.
If it's brown, bomb it down.
But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for listening tonight. Tomorrow, the throwback. You actually got the poll starting. Was it Pink Floyd, right?
Pink Floyd won, man. We got a new
We're
champion.
gonna see who they're up against. That's going from 9 to 7.
7 to 9.
Shit.
30.
See, that's why I'm sticking to my own clubs. Wednesday, we're back 5 to 7. We're always bringing it. We got some deep shit to go into on Wednesday, and we got Matt Kelly. That's always
Nice.
exciting. So we get all that good shit. Then Friday, that's the fun show. A lot of clips, a lot of high energy. We're probably going to try to bring someone else in this coming Friday. Again, a lot of fun, and a good update on Cody's loan. See if he gets that. So that'll be interesting.
Good on my lungs.
Loan.
Oh, loan. I was like, my lungs are already fucked, buddy.
We'll know if he gets the loan whether if he shows up.
If he shows up on time. And I'm going to say it. I know you're going to hear it a bunch of times, but I can't tell you enough. You got to check out the pub on Sundays, man. Like, even if it's you're checking up on YouTube, whatever, it's fantastic. It's hilarious. A lot of guys are sitting around just bullshitting, getting into some good fight. There was a pretty good spat that happened
Yeah, that was
this
pretty
last
fun.
one.
That was pretty good. I want to reenact that.
Yeah, good shit. Will, what you got, brother?
Man, you said it best, man. Just check out the YouTube channel, man. Remember 106.6 The Blast. It's never too late to make the switch, man. I mean, we run all day, man, 24/7. It's all it's rock and roll. Crank that shit up, man. I can talk over it. Let's rock. But this show really does its thing, man. You got Revolution Radio with Jay and Cody Monday, Wednesday, Friday, man. Something going on every day of the week, man. Classic rock done just right on Tuesday nights, man. Thursday nights, 80s and 90s, once again with myself. Friday night, I come in and bring the weight whenever the hell I feel like showing up to work. And then Saturday is really about the only day we don't have anything going on, man, but bridging the gap. Like my man Jay said, man, the pub with Jay and Big Will. And then, Cody's going to probably be a mainstay whenever he can. And we're just going to have a bunch of guests around. It's going to be a great time, man. And if you missed this last one, check it out. It'll be on YouTube tonight, man. 106realrockradio.com. All things informative, man. Get there.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter as well. JC Show VIP is Jay, and I am Magnus Apex.
You should change that to Little Peter, by the way.
I tried. That was already taken. Some other
Damn
pool
it,
soul
that's
has
my-
that.
I'll cancel my account.
What about I love the dark pea?
That was also taken.
I figured. Anyway,
That's because you don't drink enough water.
I got a problem. Anyway, thanks a lot for listening, guys. We will be back Wednesday. We love you.